Welcome to Hermione Fanfic Fanatics. You're here with Carrie Ann, Tracy, and Holly, and today we are going to be discussing The Work in Progress. It's a long story by The Lies We Tell. This, like I said, is a work in progress. Right now, it is sitting at 5 out of 10 chapters, 18,777 words, and they're updating on a pretty regular basis, I would say. Like, this isn't like waiting months and months for new updates. I think I've seen 2 come in the last like couple weeks. So, it's a good, cute little work in progress. This one is super cute and happy. There are no audio versions out there, I'm pretty sure, because it's a work in progress. I don't think anybody has done it. I didn't look to see if it was anywhere else. I should have done that.
I didn't either.
It's not anywhere else. It's just on AO3, but it's not locked, so you don't need an AO3 account for it. So,
but at this point, listening to us,
yeah,
I think
I
you
know
might
we pretty
have
much
one.
just tell you like the whole story. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that too, but
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you should just have an account if you don't have one. Just real quick, just go do it real fast. So,
Yep.
Might take a while, but you'll get there eventually.
it's just because
only
there's
allow
so many.
people.
Yeah, there's so many people that want to be a part of this goodness.
Yep.
I do wonder if a lot of them are bots, though. That kind of scares me. I know AOT's, the people who run it are really good about monitoring that, but people, AI, boo.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Anyway.
smart enough to even start getting into
Anyway.
this, so we're just gonna move right past. So I was the one that actually found this work in progress. And do you want to know the tag that I used to look to find it?
Oh my God, yes.
Which one?
It's one of my favorite tags, and you don't see very many of them, because when I looked it up, it was like one of like 50. It was like only 50 stories on all of AO3 have this tag. It's Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter friendship. That's the tag that I used to find this. Besides
something else.
Besides the relationship, like Draco and Hermione, like that
Right.
was like very specific. But then that's the only other tag that I added. And
How
so
funny.
as I was like scrolling and I was reading through like the other tags on the story, I was like, oh, what a cute story. Obviously, I'm gonna read it. And I really like it so far. It's so cute.
It's
and
so
like
cute.
the relationship specifically that Draco and Harry have is why I looked this fic up.
Right.
And it's my favorite part of this whole story so far. But Draco and Hermione aren't in a relationship yet, so I can see why Draco and Harry's friendship is my favorite so far.
Yes.
But anyways.
It's great.
So, here we go. Let's get into it.
I love this so far.
It's so cute.
I really do. It's so cute. And it's so funny. Like it's so just it fits so well. The way that they're writing it is just so it flows really, really well. And just the idea of, they put the idea in our head of, okay, what if Astoria Greengrass, who was with Draco Malfoy, dumped him for Ginny Weasley, who dumped her boyfriend Harry Potter, and they got together? What would happen?
And
what happened to these
men? In one of the first chapters, Draco even says like, Ginny and Astoria are best friends, and he didn't expect that in the slightest. And everyone like, he had no idea.
Yes.
I love that.
I know, like, this is a perfect setup for a Drarry. I know it is, but
perfectly. And they mention that. They really do mention it. Hermione doesn't come around till a little bit later into this, but
like chapter 2, right?
You kind of get the feel that this could absolutely turn into a Drarry
because
real
it's this
quick.
Little domestic, like they're living together and they've got a little schedule and like they're eating meals together.
Funny.
Like they're just so cute. And Harry's like, "Oh, come on, mate. I'm not your mate." Like
yes. They're still both very separate with what they're doing and how they're going through their grieving process. Yeah. I definitely fall under Harry's grieving process more than Draco's. He was hotboxing. Harry was hotboxing, playing loud music. Draco's working out. He's going on runs with his dog.
Screw that.
He's avoiding. That's like he's just pretending nothing happened, and he's just.
See, I do avoidance, but I'm more like hotboxing in my room to like sad music avoidance.
Nope.
Like I wouldn't be thinking about it. That's what I'd be getting.
Nope. Because the second that you start to do any of that, you're showing somebody else that it affected you. And that is not how a Slytherin would react. Okay. Because I have to win all the time. Nobody else can beat me. And so, like, showing that I am actually like upset, no, I am going to pretend that everything's fine and I'm going to ignore the problem until it goes away. And
So they really matched his Hogwarts house perfectly,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, because the way he just nothing. Like,
Well, I'm glad to know that the Lies We Tell did very good research on what Draco would be doing.
yeah, if it wouldn't surprise me if the Lies We Tell is a Slytherin, just because I do feel like they hit that nail right on the head. So,
It's so odd to me that Harry would be hotboxing though. Like
Why?
just getting high in his room.
I
I don't
think
know.
that's
That's just
funny.
not. Oh, I think it's
Just-
funny and I love it.
I
But when
think it
of
shows his
Harry,
Gryffindor.
one would argue that's a Hufflepuff trait, puff
Would
puff
you?
pass. But
I think they both could.
I don't know. I've never thought of that being Harry. But when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, no, why does that fit?
after the
would
war
be.
and everything, yeah, like I would
Exactly.
Yeah.
immediately
He
be
would
like,
be
I'm
one.
smoking weed,
Right.
bro. Like,
Like if he does it, like out of everything he could have done, like
Yeah.
weed's not that bad. Let me do
I
that.
feel like you could go so many different ways with Harry, and you really can. I
That's
mean, you
true.
read these different fics that are very different from this. The one that's coming to my head is The Dead of Time. The Dead of Time Harry versus this one, they're very different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
both of them fit him so well. So I can see it going any which way, honestly.
Interesting. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I do like it because I mean, I thought that's hilarious. He's listening to sad music, crying
Yep.
in his room, high as a kite. Love it.
Poor boy.
That's such a mood. Such a mood.
Yep. Yep. I thought this Draco was perfect for you, Tracy. He's a dog daddy.
yeah, this is the first fic I've ever read that he has a dog.
Right?
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
And it's not some like little show dog either. Like, it's a dog. Like, I don't,
It's a Great Dane,
I was
which
gonna say,
actually
wasn't it a Great Dane?
I didn't find out. I put on like one of my
Until the
notes, like,
photo.
what kind of what kind of dog does he have? Did I miss it?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't really see Draco owning a Great Dane
I
because they're so
love
big
that.
and dopey, and I love them.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if maybe it's just because I really want him to own like some super like big mastiff type dog because that's like the complete opposite of him. So that's why or a golden retriever. I don't know.
See,
But
I
no, I
always
love
think
Great Danes.
I
So
always go
I
back
should
to
shut up.
Batmobile, whatever.
Where he turns into the dog.
Yes, and whatever dog
Yeah.
that was, that's a very showy dog. I
Yeah.
can't remember what kind of
Mhm.
dog that is, but I can picture it.
It's the long face one. That's all I remember.
Yes. Yep. And so that's what I imagined. But yeah, I liked that it was
Interesting.
Great Dane.
They're so big and dopey. I love them so much. So
Love
it
that.
does fit. I do like that it's such a opposite of Draco dog. So anyway,
Me too. It worked.
This first chapter obviously is detailing the breakup and everything and like how him and Harry came to be. And I just loved Draco trusted his gut. Everybody should trust your gut. He asked right away, like, did you cheat on me? And he didn't even realize like that was what he was asking in that moment. But like, that's the first thing that his like body was like, that's the question you needed to ask. And then even when everything was happening, he still was like such a nice ex. Like he could have
Yep.
been such an ass. And like,
Yeah.
he didn't even take anything. He left it all to her. He didn't like try to fight her on
I know.
and like
Isn't
didn't try
that-
to
like
fight
didn't
her, like,
argue.
the
He just
friends.
left.
Yeah, he just
Right.
like left it all. And I think even it doesn't mention specifically, but I think Harry was kind of the same way of just like, okay, bye.
Mhm.
And just like they're not being hateful exes.
Yeah.
Which I love when Ron is a hateful ex because I really like Ron bashing, but I'm really enjoying
Because
that
then
they're-
you get protective Draco.
Yeah. Which I don't want Draco to be the asshole in that situation.
Yeah.
So anyways, just wanted to share. But the Draco in this is one of my favorite Dracos. I love the personality and how he's written through the whole story.
Yep.
They're
Top 10.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Pretty
top tier.
spot on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he's so I don't even know. He's so funny. His avoidance of talking or thinking about Granger is the funniest thing.
It's
My
fantastic.
goodness. Sorry, I did skip a little.
No, it's
That's
fine.
okay.
So, but yeah, back to it. Back to it. You're right. I did put this doesn't like it's not like a nasty it's not a nasty breakup, but I did feel bad for Draco when none of their friends talked to him.
Oh,
It's mentioned in
yeah.
like
Theo
So
was the only
sad.
one that sent him like a bottle of a drink, but even then, like he didn't
he
come
didn't do
and say
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
He just sent him a drink. Like
He
that's rude.
their friends did say like a sorry, you broke up kind of thing. But yeah, no one went to see him. Like he's the one that's hurting in this relationship because she
Yeah.
left him
She
for
left
someone
him.
else.
Yeah.
So like and so I understand like not picking sides like of like oh I'm gonna hate Astoria for you. But like go check on him, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Right? I
And
feel
I
the
loved
exact same way.
I loved how Draco was like, "Where are Harry's friends? Like,
I know.
yes.
where are they?" Like he
And
was
I
so
thought the same
worried.
thing. I
Mhm.
thought the same thing. I was like, okay, Hermione would
Still
at least be
wondering where
here.
Ron
There's
is.
no way. And then
I don't care
I
about
was
Ron.
glad. I was glad that she just didn't know, that Harry just didn't
Yes.
say anything. Like, okay, thank goodness. Thank
And
goodness.
honestly, Harry wouldn't. I really liked
Yeah.
that too because like, oh yeah, she deserves to enjoy herself on her
Yeah,
vacation. I
she'll
didn't want
worry.
to
She would
like
come home.
she'll come home early. So
Yep.
it was like, oh, that's so Harry.
Yep.
That's so him. He just puts others first, like always. So
Yeah.
Yep.
but
Very sweet.
Okay, so we're kind of into the second chapter. I don't know if there's anything else you guys
Mhm.
wanted to add to like the first one, but I really liked in the second one, this started how they were talking about how they both didn't discuss it, but they both started like updating the house. Like Draco was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy like a new piece of
Yes.
furniture," and Harry's like, "Okay, I'll just like paint," and like they just are like updating it, but they're not
It's so
talking about
funny.
it because that's
And that's
also
why it's like
it's funny.
there's so much that's just added into this story that's like dreary. Like,
exactly.
all right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Anyway, there was a line towards the beginning, and I can't even remember why it was there, but I didn't put any context in it. But Malfoy's never tried being nice. The whole time he's in his head, kind of talking to himself, and somebody says something to him, and he's like, "Well, he'd never tried being nice, so he wouldn't know."
Oh, it's so I don't know who says it, but they go, it wouldn't hurt you to be nice. And he goes, it might. I
Yes.
haven't tried it, so we can't be sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. It's just it is. It's just so him. So Malfoy.
I liked this was at the end of the chapter, but Atlas is the dog's name. We haven't said the name. Atlas is the dog.
Yep.
If you notice at the end, it specifically says that since he and Draco have been living together, Atlas has not ate anything
Yeah.
when he was constantly eating Astoria's things. I was like, look, they are great judges of character. Like that should have been a red flag right there.
I thought the
Right.
same thing.
Like
Same thing went through my head. I was like, ha ha ha.
I wrote my notes. Coincidence? I think
I think
not.
Yep, like the left shoe, hats, and
Pillowcases.
pillowcases, like random, just chewing on shit, and like, oh, all right. Well, Hermione, we're gonna go back to the beginning of two. Finally is invited over to, well, finally comes home from Australia and goes to Harry's
Harry invites
house.
her over for dinner, and Draco's
Yes.
like, "You look really nice. Is this like, is it a date?" And he's like, "Well, no, but a girl is coming over." Draco's like, I'll leave. I don't want to be in like a threesome with you." And like, he's like, it's Hermione. I loved that too. I was like, oh, how cute.
And it was a running joke, like, I'm not interested in a menage a trois. I'm like,
Yes.
I am. Well, maybe not with Harry and Hermione. So maybe not. That's too much
Okay,
incest for me.
total side note. This is so dumb. I didn't even realize it, but I read a Hermione the other day. It was the first one I had ever read.
Wow.
They're good. I like
But
Drew.
They're
let me
not
tell
all
you-
good.
Let me tell you this.
What was it called?
Oh, I don't even know. That's the thing. I wasn't paying attention to the tag close enough, I guess, because It was, I know it was short. It was a one shot that ended up
Okay.
turning into like a 2 or 3 chapter like shot. And the first chapter was specifically just Draco and Hermione. And then all of a sudden, like Theo came in the second one. I was like, oh. Ooh. So I may or may not have found something else that I'm reading. Just so you know, I may have broadened my horizons unknowingly.
That's funny.
I know of one where they're porn stars.
There you go.
Ooh, Hermione and Theo are porn stars, and that's his favorite partner. And he's kind of likes her, and she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend Draco's here."
Oh, see, I
And
was thinking of the one where
they
Draco
do
and Theo are
together.
porn stars, but they don't do anything
Oh,
like
no.
together.
No, it's Hermione and Theo are porn stars together. And I think they do end up doing a scene with Draco too. So, anyway.
Sorry for
Anyway.
that side note. Just wanted to let everybody know what I'm reading, I guess. So,
That's funny.
Anyway.
Before we get into chapter 3, the last thing that I wrote for chapter 2, I'm not done. You back off.
I know.
Chapter 2, there was, I think, the cutest little thing between Draco and Harry. And Draco just says, like, but you deserved a friend. It's like talking about everything. And Harry just goes, so do you. Like, oh,
Yeah.
don't you just want to give both of them a hug? Just be like, you both
Yes.
are my friend. And like,
But they're too stubborn to be like, yeah, I'm here for you, Rand.
I
But
know,
no.
we're here together, but they're doing it, but they're not talking about it.
Yep.
One of my favorite parts of chapter 2, which is a continuing thing, is Hermione going to a nude beach, and Draco cannot stop thinking about it.
Yeah, she just drops it with no concern about
Yep.
like, this is what I was
Like,
doing.
oh, tan lines. Like, oh, like Hermione, did you finally go to a beach this time? She's like, actually, for your
Though,
I don't
I
know.
thought this was chapter 3. I
Oh,
swear.
it's when
It
she's
might be
over at their
chapter 3.
house.
That's okay.
Okay, well, it's over when they're over their house. And I like that. You know
Yes.
how there's like little stickers that you
She
put
did
on.
a dragon.
She did a dragon, and
So
I was like,
funny.
oh. So
She didn't
anyway.
even realize what she was doing.
No.
Subconsciously,
Do
she knew.
we know where she put the dragon?
Didn't it say like pelvic bone
was gonna say, I
area?
thought it said
It's like
hip.
I don't
usually at
remember.
hips. Usually that's where you put them is your
Okay.
bikini like
Because I didn't even think
above your
about it.
pelvis.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm like,
I
when
did that
is
back in the
when
day.
is when is it going to appear?
I didn't do stickers, but we would take like the like nail polish, like the nail art, like the really thin white
Oh yeah, okay.
like one, and we would like draw like on ourselves and did it that way.
Okay.
That was
I
when I
never
was a
did
little
it that way.
attention-seeking teenager. So
Yep,
anyways.
I remember doing a Playboy sticker. I was like 13. It was so dumb. So yeah. And like palm trees. That was another favorite was palm trees. So God. Anyway, 2002 was a lovely time.
I like that we get a mention of Panville. I'm just moving on.
No, I'm thinking 2002. There's no way you're that old.
I'm sorry. It started around that time.
There's no way you're that old. People are
What
gonna
year
think-
were you born, Carrie Ann?
1998. So I'm like, there's no
Okay.
way that you are that old. Like,
My bad.
my brain just
okay.
couldn't comprehend that. I had to put that out there. She's not actually that age.
I'm not that age. I'm sorry. I just remember the early 2000s. That's when it like started. That's when I was watching all that stupid MTV shit.
Anyways.
Anyway.
We'll go back to the fic now. So chapter 3,
Sorry.
this is a lot of the dinner with Hermione.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually from Hermione's point of view, which was good. You get to see other things. And I really liked how Hermione was written in this chapter as well.
Yes.
Because she realized that Harry would talk about it when he wanted to. So she's
Yep.
like piecing things together. She's like,
Mhm.
oh, I can tell Ginny's here. Ginny's not here anymore. So obviously something happened. She's like, oh, Draco's also here. He's not going to talk about his life. So I'll ask about like the dog instead. Like the way that she went about it was very, like, I just really liked that. Like, she's like, he'll come to me when he's ready.
And of course, she turns out to be very perceptive, just like we are,
Mhm.
and decides that Harry and Draco must be together.
Yeah.
They must be.
And she goes, it was clear that they needed each other. It was also clear that neither of them were fully accepting this.
So funny.
I did find it interesting. And this was at some point in Draco's point of view. No, I'm sorry. No, in Hermione's point of view. Where Hermione said that Ginny hated Malfoy. Not in a like, hey, he used to be a Death Eater kind of
Right.
way, but I don't know why she always hated him. And I'm like, because she was in love with Astoria.
Yep.
And so anyway. I
Yep.
thought that was an interesting little drop there.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I liked that we got a little Panville drop.
Yep.
Pansy and Neville
I
are
do love
together, even
Panville.
though they're
Are
not
they?
in it.
I thought it was her. She was okay. In the very first chapter, she was with Blaze on
Was she?
like she was talking to Blaze like at a group gathering. I thought. Grab my
I don't
phone.
remember this.
Hold on, I will find
Like,
it.
because that's why I was like, oh, a Pan Neville? Wait, wasn't she just with Blaze? Are they just not together?
I swear they're together, and I think it was mentioned in the last chapter too.
Yeah, in the first chapter, they like all of the friends were like together. It was when Astoria was like telling Draco their love story. Blaze
Right.
and Pansy were on a picnic.
So they were just
mat
hanging out together. Okay.
And then let's see.
Doesn't necessarily mean they were together.
Blaze was still dating Pansy, and that complicated things. So Theo was his own agent. They had all sent letters of condolences.
Wait. So why did I think that Pansy and Neville were together?
Right here.
Okay.
It's Hermione's talking about why Ginny hates Draco. And she goes, she didn't hold the same animosity for Theo, who Hermione worked with, or even Pansy, whom Neville talked about constantly. So I think Neville may like Pansy.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
Oh, wait.
I must have just fully skipped over the whole Blaze and Pansy together.
No, because then right here, it was more than he deserved. He knew this, but he wasn't going to turn it down, especially not after Pansy Neville started a budding relationship.
Okay, so Blaze and Pansy.
They must have broken up at some point.
Yep.
But it's not like detailed.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay. I won't question it.
I know.
We like Pan Neville.
I like Pan Neville.
I'll keep it. I'm good.
Any other thoughts you guys have about chapter 3 where they're at the dinner, they're talking?
I just still love all of Draco's thoughts. How he just keeps going back to Granger being nude on a beach.
That's chapter 4.
And he's trying to stop it. Sorry.
I'm just saying.
I know I introduced it too early. It's okay, Holly. It's my fault. Blame me. Carrie Ann does.
Are we done with chapter 3 then?
Yeah, if you don't have anything else, then yes.
Sorry. I don't remember what's in what chapter. I didn't write it down.
Chapter 4 is Draco's point of view, and this is where it kind of continues with the dinner a little bit.
Wait, so is there something else in chapter 4 then about Pansy and Neville? Because Neville...
Chapter 4 is the one where Draco said, like, Astoria, after the war, wanted him to apologize to everybody. So he sent an apology to Neville, and Neville wrote back every
response is
single
my
thing
favorite
that Draco did to him, but he still forgave him at the end. And that's where he was saying, like, oh, that's probably as good as it's gonna get with him because him and Pansy are together, but like, I'll take it. Like,
and his letter back to him is the funniest thing where, you know, he's writing out all of these things and everything. And I'm like, just imagine that. Just
can you imagine
3 pages of grievances? Like, you seem to have forgotten, Malfoy. Here, I'll enlighten you.
And then at the end, he's like, but I forgive you. You're reading every single thing. You're like, oh man, he hates me.
I wonder if Pansy was there for him writing it back and going, oh, do you remember he did this to you too? I mean, I did too, but this. You've forgiven me.
We did this. Like, I'm sure she definitely made it up to him in some way. But
now I just keep thinking of Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic.
I know.
Anyway.
I would read a one shot, but anyways. I really like Draco also in this because while he's trying to not admit that he finds Hermione attractive, he's also like trying to figure out why she hasn't asked any of the questions about like what's happening. Why are you guys living together? Like he's like, what? Why isn't she asking any of these questions? He has no idea that she has kind of already figured it out on her own and doesn't need to ask the questions. And so like this whole chapter was so funny to me because he's like, I was not thinking about that she went to a nude beach. But why is she not asking what's happening and why we live together? And then he's just mad because she's messy.
I loved that. I love that Hermione and Harry's relationship bothered Draco so much. It's just, I'm like, I thought it was hilarious.
Well, I really like, we love Hermione and Harry. They have the perfect relationship, brother-sister relationship. I loved that Draco was complaining so much about her and how she's doing this and like she's being so messy. She leaves all her crap everywhere, makes Harry pick up after her. Oh, wait a second. He seems to like picking up after her. Oh, Hermione knows what she's doing. Ugh. And so he kind of like he pieces it together after
Yep.
bitching about it. So,
Yep.
yep, I do like that because, you know, Angry Draco is hilarious. So
I know, it's so funny. And I think it's this whole chapter, especially right before it switches to like Hermione's point of view, he's like, I need to get laid so I can stop thinking about a certain curly haired, no tan lined woman. And so he like bursts into the kitchen and is like, we're going out tonight. And like, I can imagine. He's just like, Harry, come on. Like, doesn't want to admit that they're
Yes.
friends, but like, we're going out, you and me. And like,
And then it just solidifies Hermione's suspicions that they're together.
she's like, oh, you're going on a date? And he's like, we're not going on a date.
That was funny. That whole interaction was hilarious.
I know. I love that Harry leaned into it. He didn't like make it like awkward. He was like, oh, I knew you liked me. He's like, no.
shut up. I do like, sorry, backtracking the teeniest bit, how Draco's so upset that Atlas is just obsessed with Hermione. And I thought that was so funny because his reaction to it was hilarious. Because he's so upset about it. But
Yes.
it's also nice to note that this dog does not chew up any of her things.
Yep.
Like it did with Astoria.
No.
Anyway, sorry, yeah. Plus, yeah, I also have if a dog likes you, that's a green flag. So,
Yes.
I mean, this dog obviously loves her.
Yeah. Yeah. Green flag. I know we kind of touched on it, but in Hermione's point of view at the end, she specifically says like, yep, she is leaving things around to give Harry a purpose and to make him like help him stop drinking. And then she also goes a little further and she's like, I'm literally arguing with Draco and making him think that his dog loves me more to also give him like something to do and to distract him. And so she's like helping both of them, even though neither of them really realize it. Cause like Draco can understand what she's doing for Harry, but he has no idea that like she's
doing it for him.
She's doing it for him. And like
Yep.
Harry may realize like, oh, she's arguing with Draco to like, you know, get him out of his shell, but like he probably doesn't realize what. So like it's cute that like she's admitting like I am doing this for both of them, and like I loved that. And then the last little dreary piece, because Draco's like, we're going to go out, and he's yelling at Harry for eating chips before dinner. He's like, I am not going to take you out and pay all this money for you to have spoiled your dinner. I love that little part. I don't know why it kills me so much, but it does. Like,
it's so funny.
Oh man. Anyways, that's chapter 4. Do you guys have any? Right, that's all before they go to the bar. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I do like that Hermione was dangling in front of Draco of like, I know a place, like because she was there when Draco burst in. I know a place in Muggle London.
You know the owner too.
You know the owner too. And he's just like, nuh-uh. No, I don't know anybody. Like, no. Basically,
again,
I love that.
You can't lose. I can't admit that somebody else is right and that they may like, no.
Nope.
You don't know.
I did really like that. She had to go home and change. Did he like insult her outfit? Did I read that right? I don't remember.
He said a certain comment, but she took it the wrong way.
Okay.
Yes, I was gonna say because then in chapter 5, something is said again, like he has a thought of that her outfit was cute, but she went and changed it.
Yeah, what it is she talks about they're like somehow talking about a gay club. Like Draco is
Mhm.
like, I'm not going to go to a gay bar. And she doesn't change that and say like, I wasn't suggesting a gay bar. She just like kind of plays along with it. And so then what he says in response to that is, I'm positive we will only attract the wrong sort of crowd. And she takes it to mean like, oh, he thinks that I'm ugly and I'm going to attract like that's
Okay.
what she she just like guesses that he's meaning in her appearance. So then it's from that comment that she like is like, I'm gonna go home and make, you know,
He's
myself.
gonna rue the day.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Mhm.
mad that he thinks he's not like attracted to me and like all this stuff. So that's what happened. It was a miscommunication because that's not what he
Okay.
meant. He was talking
Okay.
about it in the sense that it was a gay bar. Draco does not want gay men to hit on him. He would like to go
Mhm.
meet women. But she took it as like, oh, he hates me.
I mean, why wouldn't she?
I know.
Their track record.
I know.
Anyway.
He hasn't said anything. So, anyways, but as it's describing Theo's bar, I would love this.
Yeah, also it's Theo, by the way, his bar.
Yeah, sorry. It's Theo's
What is
bar.
it called? Not your average brew, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's cute. I was like, huh.
Not your average brew.
Yep.
Some of the drinks that he's got named is like so cute. Where were they? Also, the way that they like did the mixed drink where you can get beakers of like different things and pour them in. Like, I love
I
that.
loved that. Yeah, and they were
Oh yeah, put him in like a
cauldrons.
cauldron. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cute.
Yes, I
Oh.
loved that.
Double boil and trouble, elixir delight, Phoenix Fire Ale. Like, I would have the time of my life at this bar. It would be so much fun. There's bubbles.
It
Bubble
would.
machines.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, I would love this.
Yep.
And
I like the different things in so many different fics of what authors decide is just muggle versus what's both. So, for instance, a wingman, he had no idea
That
what
was
she was saying about wing woman, and he keeps referring to her. She's some sort of winged woman.
He's like looking for wings out of her back.
That killed me. I'm like, and I just think that's funny because it's like there are so many things that I wouldn't even think twice about. Oh, that might just be a muggle thing.
yep.
Where it's like, nope, this one is it's just a muggle thing. So yeah, he has absolutely no idea what she means. It's funny.
Well, that kind of goes back to that includes when some girl is hitting on him.
Oh my gosh.
That goes in with that.
I know. Oh
that
my
was
word, that was
thought
funny.
she was a waitress because fancy another drink or something like that. And,
Yes.
like,
He
yeah.
just tells her his drink order. Can you imagine? You're like working up the nerve to like go talk to this guy, and you walk over and he just tells you his drink order and doesn't look at you. I'd be like, oh,
Piss off.
okay.
Gosh.
That's so funny.
The wording I thought was really funny because he's starting to realize that he finds her attractive. And he goes, he wished he could go dance, not with her, maybe a little with her. And like he's like just so slow with it. Oh man.
And he's thinking
Yes.
about her the entire time. He can't stop watching her dance
Yeah.
and
With random men.
Yep.
Harry abandons him to go talk to a girl at the bar.
Can I tell you my thoughts?
Yes, I was gonna say carry
Yeah, I know.
It's not the girl he's talking to.
No.
He's
oh,
talking
no.
to Theo.
Yeah, yep.
We all
Okay.
know this.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you
Absolutely.
mentioned that because I was like, oh, a girl. Theo's right
Draco
there.
is
For a
so funny
second,
because
yep.
he's so oblivious. He can't even admit that he's really attracted to
I
Hermione.
know.
And so
Yep.
then when he sees Harry, Theo, and this girl talking, he's immediately like, oh, Harry's talking to
Yes.
the girl. And then when he can't find Harry and also notices that Theo's missing, he's like, oh, he must just have gone on break. Like he cannot click
I know.
the two in
Yes.
his mind. And it's like, I can't wait for that to come out. Like, oh.
That's so funny.
Oh. And then Hermione being the little, she's trying to be a wing woman. She's asking him what he finds attractive. And I'm like, this is going to cause problems for himself later, but it'll be so good to watch him grovel. But anyways, like he's
will.
deliberately lying and saying the exact opposite of whatever she looks like. It's like, oh, Draco, you don't have to like You know, you could just say like, oh, I like brunettes. You don't have to be like, I like curly hair brunettes. Like
Exactly.
you could, I just like brunettes. I'm like, oh, okay. Like you don't have to be like, I like blondes,
I know.
straight hair
Right.
blondes.
You could have said like multiple things. So I
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm not picky. I like brunettes and
Redheads,
blondes. Yeah.
brunettes, blondes.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
So anyways,
Idiot.
it'll be so nice to watch him grovel in one of the later chapters of like, oh, I was lying. I didn't want you to know how much I was into you. Like,
You know, you don't tell a girl you like her. It makes you look like an idiot.
yeah, you can't give the girl that power.
No.
You gotta stay on top.
I was like, you would know, huh, Carrion?
Yeah. Can't let Ben know how much I actually like him. I gotta keep him coming back for more. That's where every little compliment I give him is like, you know,
It's just enough. It's like a little crumb.
yeah, it's super special. So he's waiting for the next one to come.
Oh my god. Incredible.
My bad.
Lovely.
The writing in this again, I think is just really funny because they're dancing, right? Because Hermione's trying to hook him up, and she like trips into the girl
Yes.
that they decided, and he goes, "If the blonde had any inkling that trickery was afoot, like."
And
He
it just kind of
speaks like
goes
that.
back. It's like, you know, he doesn't know what a wing woman or a wingman is. He
Yep.
mentions to Hermione that you know, I'm not trained in this kind of dance. I'm trained in classic dancing, you know. And it's like, yeah, it kind of shows his background as far as
Being
he
posh.
yes,
Yeah.
very, very much so. And yeah, I love that. Love that about Draco.
This whole fic is just so cute. It's so funny. He did not go home with the blonde. Redeeming quality. He did not go home with her.
Yep.
She offered.
Yeah,
He
he could
offered,
have. And he even thought about
and-
it. Was like, oh, she is not Hermione, and I do not want that. And went home alone. It's like
And
that
thought of her. Didn't he say
Yep.
that?
Did he?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
I think so.
Let me
Hang on,
look.
I'm
Let me
pulling it
scroll.
up. Like, I'm very sure.
I feel like that was the
It was also
ending of the
not her
chapter.
face he imagined when he took care of his personal business once he was alone in bed. That was
There
the
we go.
last sentence of chapter 5.
So yeah.
I just think this is such a cute story, and it's so cute the way that it's going and the way that it's written, and like,
Yep.
I can't wait to see like the next
Mhm.
step. I want to see Hermione's point of view of like them almost kissing on the dance floor of like, oh
yeah, because he
I'm-
wanted to lean down and
I
kiss
am
her.
Yep.
weirdly attracted to Draco. Like, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Like, I'm ready for that moment. I'm ready for Harry
Right.
and Theo to come walking out of the room in the morning. Like, I'm oh, I'm so ready for like the rest of this fic. It's just so cute.
It
I
is.
would
It's
actually
great.
love to see, you know, Harry coming down in the morning, with just hickeys galore or whatever, and Draco's, you know, grilling him. Harry doesn't give him anything, and as Draco goes to go, you know, back up to his room or whatever, he sees Theo trying to sneak out the front door.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
just
go
had
for
a
his
little-
run with Atlas, and
Yeah,
Theo's like trying to
and
like
Theo's
sneak
trying
out.
to sneak out. Like, I don't know why that just crept into my head, but I would love to see it.
That would be
That
really
would be
funny.
funny because
I
he would
just-
be flabbergasted.
I know. And you know what I know it's probably not going to happen because looking at the tags for this fic, there's not really any like indication that it would come. But I would love if like Astoria and Ginny like show up at one point, like they're like out somewhere, and like Draco, Harry, and Hermione are like all like Theo could be there too eventually, but like
Mhm.
they're all like out, and Astoria and Ginny walk in, and like Hermione becomes like the badass she is and is like grilling into both of them because Harry and Draco won't do it. They won't say anything, so I want Hermione to come in. But I don't think we'll get to like that level of bashing. There's
Right.
enough
Probably
of
not.
like, yeah, there's enough of that already of like they left.
Right.
like,
It's like we don't need any more of them.
yeah. I would take it if you wanted to write an extra chapter just for me. I would read it.
You know we're more
Throw
important.
Ron in too.
Throw Ron
ready.
in there.
Yeah, Ron
I
hasn't
am
showed up.
interested. I'm interested to see if this author includes Ron in this story. That would be rather interesting
I
because
don't
it's
think he's listed yet.
I don't think so. But like that would be like a real rock and a hard place kind of thing of like, huh, my sister, my best friend. Crap. So that'd be interesting to see. Okay, really quick, backing up a tiny, tiny bit. When she tells Draco, like, oh, you're turning away every girl. He's like, no girl has talked to me. That one,
Yeah.
the waitress, and she just dies laughing. Like that wasn't a waitress. And he explains like, what she said. She's like, that wasn't a waitress, and is just dying. And he gets mad and he tries to leave.
He's like,
And
I
so
did not
she's
come
like,
out here to
"Oh,"
get laughed
get
at by you.
so she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Please sit down." She doesn't look sorry. Please sit back down. Please. And like he wouldn't. I definitely won't. He fucking did.
Yes.
I thought it was so funny.
Yes.
Like, he really thought
Uh,
about it and just finally sat down. So
Yep.
funny.
Me too.
Are you
That's
sure?
Winning,
I feel
right?
like it concedes defeat.
I know. Actually, if I'm drunk, I might sit down. If I've had a couple of
Yeah.
drinks, I
And I
probably
guess he had.
yeah, I would
so
be a little bit more loose because
fine.
my immediate thought was like I would stand there. I wouldn't sit. I wouldn't leave, but I would stand there. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
sitting.
You
I would
insult
I
me,
would
I'm
go
sitting.
somewhere else and sit.
Yeah.
Like like,
Go sit at the bar.
I'm that kind of petty. But again, yeah, if I've had a couple drinks, I'm a little bit more like relaxed, and it's already been like a weird evening and like things like that might be one of the few times that I'd be like,
Your
okay,
house might change while you're drunk.
not that much. Not that much.
Just- Well,
So, anyways,
This was
excited for more
great.
chapters.
Yep.
What was I saying, Holly?
I can't remember what you just said.
It was just you just said it to me. Hang on. But I was watching Carrie Ann because I was realizing that she
Yeah.
was frozen.
What are we gonna do? You
What did I
guys?
say before that?
I don't know.
We were just talking about how we like it, and that was like because we were
We're
wrapping up.
excited for
Yeah.
more chapters.
Yeah. That's it. Excited for more chapters. That's all I got. I don't remember what I said.
Well, we'll do a follow-up episode when this story finishes.
Yep.
So then everybody can come along with us on the ride as we finish it.
It could be in 2 weeks. It could be in 6 weeks.
So yeah, it's whatever the
No
fic
idea.
is finished. So
I'm gonna laugh hysterically if this fic is abandoned.
don't say that.
Don't put that in the universe.
Right?
Sorry.
say
Yeah.
that.
No. No.
That would be
It-
really funny though.
The like
I know they've been very good about
yeah,
updating on
the author even
semi-regular.
says like I plan on posting chapters often.
Mhm.
Despite the title, I do not actually intend for this to be a long story. And then what was the last like note that please be patient with me was like the last like author's note. Like I'll be patient. I just want the rest of the story. I just want the rest of it.
Oh, whitewash. Well, sorry. To know how that happened.
So anyways.
He must have heard fireworks.
Oh.
Anyway.
My dog is dumber than shit. I mean, he doesn't even flinch when fireworks go off. I think he's just an idiot. But I am grateful for that.
I was gonna say, I'm like, oh,
He has no
out of
problem.
everything.
None.
What else are you guys reading?
I started One Dark Window.
Okay, I'm so excited.
I'm like
Okay, yeah,
halfway
you
through
can
chapter
start
1.
it now.
That's it.
You
I can start it now.
You can start it
Now that Holly started, it's okay for me.
Well,
You'll finish it before I do. Because
okay.
I constantly, when I'm reading something not Hermione, I'm constantly going back and forth.
Yeah,
Because I have to have my fix.
I swear to
Yeah.
God.
I do have a little bit of a single-minded focus when I read. Like I will finish one thing before I will go and like read another. So yeah, if I start it, I will finish it.
You will finish it. Yeah.
And so
That's
I
good.
will-
I didn't
I-
realize how many fics I have started and I have not finished now. Headspace being one of them. You just read that one and
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
just finished that.
I remember that. What happened? And
I have
yeah.
a hard time not finishing something, even if like not just it's like certain books like I have on my bookshelf. I don't like the story and like where it's going, but I've already invested so much time in it that I feel like I have to finish.
I used to feel that way. I don't feel that way anymore.
I know. I wonder if that'll change. But I'm like, I have to finish. So I have a hard time not finishing things.
I used to, and then I finally did my first like DNF on a book. Never went back. So it's so easy for me to DNF things now. So, oh well, it's kind of sad.
See, I finished. It might cause waves. It's a book. It's not a fan fiction. The Cruel Prince and the Folks of the Air. I bought all 3 books because like people on TikTok loved it.
Rave about it.
I read the first book and struggled to finish the first book, and I have not picked up the second and the third, and I probably never will. Just because I'm like, I didn't enjoy the first book at all, but I should have just not finished it. But I did. I could not stop myself because I was like, maybe it might get better.
Maybe it'll get
Right.
better.
Yeah, because
You're
like everybody
hoping.
loves it, and it was just dumb.
But maybe it's something that you need to push through because a lot of people say that about ACOTAR, the very first
I liked the
ACOTAR
first
book.
book.
I loved ACOTAR.
But a
Me too.
lot of people don't. And I
I-
actually agree. I do not like the first book.
I love
do
the
not
first
reread
book.
it.
I still love the first book.
I
I
know,
just think
I
it's so
liked the
good. I
first
thought it was
book.
a great intro.
It's a good intro, but
It is.
it's
But there are parts to it that I'm like, I love rereading some of these parts.
Anyway.
well, maybe not. I was the same way with Cruel Prince though. I really, really want to like it, but I just can't. I just can't do it. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
it's not my favorite. So, anyways, what else are we reading? I have a lot, but I'll go last.
I finally finished books. Last time, remember, I didn't finish One Dark Window.
Yep.
I just finished One Dark Window, and I am about halfway through Two Twisted Crowns. And I love them so much, dare I say. I won't repeat what I said. That cut out. It made me feel like I felt when I was reading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass. Just they were so incredible. First 5-star read of the year. I loved it. It's so different and so new, and I loved it. Okay, anyway. So that's really it. I just need to finish Two
I was gonna
Twisted
say, is that
Crowns
all
now.
you're reading?
Basically. That's all I'm reading. Gotta finish that. Um, and a little random side note, Mads Schofield finished her Throne of Glass portrait series. Give her some love. They're incredible. I did cry at the 13, just an FYI. So
That's a fan artist. You can find them on
Yes.
Instagram.
they're amazing. Please look at her work. Do not steal her work, obviously. Please don't do that. Don't be weird. Okay, I'll shut up now. Someone else's turn.
Hey, Holly, what are you reading?
A lot. I'm halfway through Break for Me, which is on our 1 to 4 shot list. It's listed as an ABO. You've read it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about halfway through and I'm starting to get bored.
Yeah. I don't know why it's listed as ABO besides the fact that it has like
She gets
ABO
doused with like a
yeah.
potion. And I am here for it. But also it's a little slow for me. I'm going, no. Come on, let's get to the sex. And they're not. They did. We had a little ooh moment, but it's fine. Anyway, I do like it though. I do like it. Break for Me. That's on
By
AO3.
Ada P. Ricks, right?
I don't know. I'm
Maybe
halfway
it's
through a
not.
chapter. I don't want to scroll to the top.
Hold on, I'll find it.
I'm also reading halfway through Bound by Blood. Where am I? I'm almost to the end of that chapter. Hang on. Bound by Blood by Snorting Lavender. Love that. And it's pretty good so far. It is a work in progress right now that looks like it's also being updated fairly regularly. This one's kind of fun because they won the battle and everything's fine and hunky-dory. They go back for 8th year and there's been a resurgence of Death Eaters. And Draco is protecting Hermione. It's cute. It's good. Anyway, and then I'm almost done listening to Divination for Skeptics, which I think I have enjoyed. I was getting really, really upset with Hermione in it, but I've really enjoyed it. You told me you were like, oh, you just go there for Harry and Theo. You really do.
I know.
Theo is fabulous. He is amazing in this fic. So I think that's it. That's it for me.
My turn. I have a
Mhm.
problem, but it's fine. So, one of my fics actually updated today. Puppy Cage. It kills me. That one's so cute, and I can't wait for the end. It's by
The name
Books.
sounds
I
so
know.
sketchy.
It's so good though. Books Bigfoot is pretty. That one I really like. I don't know how to pronounce this. Carpathian.
Yep.
Is that how I say
Mhm.
that?
Mhm.
By Nifizzle. That one I started. And then I have 1,000 Words by Olive Juice 28. Like on my list to read.
I was gonna say, have you started that one yet?
No. It's on my list.
I'll talk to you about
So
it after.
the list that we don't know where Dead of Time falls.
So
That one?
that's just on my phone. That's my fiction.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
So if you guys have ever listened to any of our previous episodes, I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned at least once. They would really like me to read Dead of Time. Okay. And
This
I
is
will.
not a Dramini.
Yeah, I will. I will read it. But going back to what we've said in this episode, I can't let them hold on. I can't just give in. That's not in my nature. That's not
Word.
I have to win in any situation that I
So
do.
I'm just curious how we recommend fics all the time and you read them. We win there, don't we?
Look, that is different because those ones you'll recommend maybe once and it'll be like a little offhand comment of oh, I really liked this. You would like this too. But the Dead of Time, you guys have pushed so hard for, which
So
is what makes
is it a
want
good
to
thing that I've decided to shut up about House Pet? I gotta shut up about it.
I don't know what it is, but the
my-
Dead of Time specifically is I need to take some control back, which is why I told them
Oh my
I
word.
downloaded the EPUB to my Kindle. So it's different from my phone and the fix because I will download books and then I have to read them in the order that I downloaded them. So it's somewhere on my Kindle. I'm not going to tell you what number it is. I'm not going to tell you when I start reading it either. You're just going to one day get a message from me and it's going to be something and you're going to be like, holy shit, she's reading. It's going to be one of those. So anyways.
Or you're just gonna finish it and then go, I finished it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
I haven't quite
cry and we're
decided.
gonna yell.
So anyways.
I don't think you'd be able to make it through without saying anything.
That's why
Do not take that as a challenge.
No, that's why the reactions that you guys have given, I don't think I would be able to get all the way through without feeling like I need to say something. I just don't know when that will be. So, anyways, besides that,
Sorry, fireworks have started.
It's fine. I started a dumb series and I'm now on the second book. That time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf.
Honestly, I'm surprised it took you this long to read these because these have been out for a minute.
Well,
Oh,
I
that's
just
funny.
found them. Nobody else said
Okay.
anything about them. It was
Okay.
pure luck. I found it too. And you want to know how? You know how on Kindle, when you're scrolling through your home, it'll say books you may like based on it'll do a title of a book that you've read.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Ruby Dixon book. It was the newest one that I read. So I just clicked on that. I was just scrolling and happened to find the first one, which was the time I got drunk and saved a demon. And I was like, that sounds funny. So then I just nobody said anything to me about it. I just found it on my own.
Nice.
And now I'm reading it. And I'm enjoying it.
Good.
And when I remember that I enjoy everything though. Most everything. It takes a lot to make me not enjoy something. I give everything 5 stars. So anyways,
It's true.
yeah, everything's good to me. That's all.
Love it.
Hey,
Zaka, who is that? What do you see? That way.
that way.
Sorry.
Okay,
He's
well,
so cute.
let's see. What are we doing next?
I don't
What is
know.
this one?
Call it what you want, I think is on our list.
You are correct.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. I have read this one. So the next one that we're gonna read is "Call It What You Want" by Hawthorne Whisperer. It is a completed work, 14 chapters, 35,965 words. It is funny.
Who's it by? Did you say?
Hawthorne Whisperer.
Oh, okay. I did hear that.
Hermione Fanfic Fanatics is a fan podcast that discusses and reviews fan fiction written by various authors, based on the characters Hermione Granger and Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter series, created and owned by J.K. Rowling. We do not own the rights to the Harry Potter series, its characters, or any of the fan fiction works mentioned in this podcast. The purpose of our podcast is to provide commentary, analysis, and entertainment related to the fanfiction community and to foster a sense of community among fans. We respect the creative efforts of fanfiction authors and consider their works as transformative interpretations of the original source material. All fanfiction works discussed on this podcast are the intellectual property of their respective authors. We aim to provide proper attribution and promote the fanfiction community by linking to the author's original works where possible. This podcast is created for entertainment purposes and is not intended to infringe upon the rights of the copyright holders. If you are the author of a fan fiction work discussed on this podcast and would like us to remove or modify our content related to your work, please contact us and we will promptly address your request. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge and agree to the terms of this disclaimer.